The president of Venezuela said that he is done with taking orders from you. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I don't know exactly what's going on there, but I haven't heard that at all. No, we have a very good relationship.
What about
how far would you like to see mortgage rates drop to?
I'd like to see interest rates go down. Everything else is going down. We have the energy and fuel going down. We have gasoline in many states now at $1.99. Groceries are going down. We inherited a mess with very, very high prices, very, very high prices. And I will tell you, we've made a lot of progress. So we have the groceries going down. We have the energy going down. We have gasoline going down at a record clip. And that's what I want to do. We're doing well.
What do you say, Mr. President, to Alex Freddie's family?
Well, I'm looking at that whole situation. I love everybody. I love all of our people. I love his family. And it's a very sad situation.
The President of the United States, Donald Trump, begins by saying that he recently had a very good and productive conversation with the President of Syria. He describes the Syrian situation and the surrounding region as having been handled successfully and says he is very happy with how those discussions turned out. He then shifts to domestic matters and mentions that Tom Homan is currently in Minnesota. According to the president, Homan is meeting with both the governor and the mayor, and he says he's been told that those meetings are going well. Next, the president says that he will be traveling to Iowa and notes that some members of the press will be traveling with him. He then talks about the economy, saying that it is doing well overall. He claims that prices are coming down across the board and says there's a lot of positive news. He briefly mentions that there is a major investigation underway and says that he'll be closely watching it. He describes the investigation as something that should be honest and honorable. At this point, a reporter asks a question, saying that the president of Venezuela has claimed he is no longer taking orders from the U.S. president, and asks how the president responds to that statement. The president replies that he is not aware of that claim and says he has not heard anything like that. He adds that, from his perspective, the relationship with Venezuela is very good. Then, another reporter asks a question about mortgage and interest rates, specifically asking how low the president would like to see them go. The president responds by saying he wants interest rates to come down further. He connects this to broader economic trends, saying energy costs, fuel prices, gasoline, and grocery prices are all going down. He claims gasoline prices are as low as $1.99 in many states, and says the administration inherited very high prices, but has made significant progress in reducing them. Next, a reporter asks about Alex Freddie. The president says he is reviewing the entire situation. He expresses sympathy, saying he loves everyone involved and their families, and calls it a very sad situation. Then, a reporter asks what message the president has for Americans, especially in light of recent events in Minneapolis. In response, the president says the country is doing very well overall. He again mentions falling prices and says the border is now strong and secure. He contrasts this with the previous administration, blaming Democrats and President Biden for allowing millions of people to enter the country illegally. He claims many of those people were criminals or mentally unstable, and says the current administration has completely closed the border and restored control. He continues by discussing crime, claiming that crime rates have dropped significantly in many cities, including Minneapolis and Minnesota overall. He says these reductions are due to the current administration's actions and enforcement. He then mentions again that Tom Homan is in Minnesota meeting with state and local leaders, and says he has heard that those discussions are going well. The president briefly brings up international affairs again, saying there are positive developments involving Ukraine and Russia, and mentioning support for meetings with President Putin. Next, a reporter asks about Gaza, asking where things currently stand. The president responds by saying the situation is going well. He claims that all hostages have been recovered, both living and deceased, and says that families of the hostages are very appreciative of those efforts. Finally, a reporter asks whether someone involved in the Minneapolis incident was acting as an assassin. The president responds by saying that people cannot walk in with guns, and that weapons should not be brought into such situations. He describes the incident as very unfortunate and ends by saying that they will work something out. If you want more of this breakdown videos, subscribe to this channel and share your thoughts in the comments section.